Hey guys, Janine here with another review for you. I am back with some patron picks reviews. So every month I'm putting polls up on our It's a Wonderful Podcast Patreon for our patrons to vote in movies that I'm going to do some little reviews on all month long. Obviously it is the holiday season, so I put out a poll with 4 genres of holiday films and asked them to pick which ones they wanted me to do some reviews on. So I had holiday romance, holiday action, holiday horror, or holiday comedies. And holiday comedies won the poll, so I will be talking some fun Christmas comedies, holiday comedies, all throughout the month of December. So kicking it off here with Christmas Vacation. This is a favorite of a lot of people during holiday time, and so I thought I would talk about it first and kick off this Patrons Pick for December series with this film. I actually had a little fun rewatch of this film, was just sitting, hanging out with friends. It happened to be on cable, and so we all just kind of sat around and watched, and actually had a lot of fun kind of watching it in this kind of group fun environment. I don't think I've ever really sat and watched this movie in particular with friends. It's usually with family or just kind of on my own. So it was really fun kind of getting to watch it in a friendly atmosphere where we could all kind of laugh and kind of just try to look back at this movie from this time. And you know, I had a couple friends who had only seen it maybe once or twice and didn't really grow up with it. So it was kind of fun getting different perspectives on kind of the comedy and what they thought was funny in it. And so yeah, Christmas Vacation, a big favorite of a lot of people during Christmas time. And the National Lampoon's movies, vacation movies in general, are always a lot of fun and some great John Hughes comedy. And this movie is no exception. I still found myself laughing at things in this film for sure. I feel like this is maybe my first time really kind of realizing that this film, and not really, and not just this one, but kind of all the vacation films in general, don't really have a real story. There's kind of like a through line of kind of what the vacation is, but the film is just mostly kind of your setup, and then you get kind of these little comedic kind of vignettes or like little comedic bits and skits, and that's kind of your plot. And you don't really have a real full circle plot. It's just kind of like one through line and then just bits related to that. And that's kind of the whole story. So kind of watching this movie was really my first time really kind of noticing that, I guess, or realizing that these movies don't really have plots. Because yeah, it's like Christmas Vacation. He just wants to have a nice family Christmas. He's waiting for this bonus. Those are kind of your only kind of through lines. But then we get kind of these silly moments with the sled and trying to get the lights on, the aunt and uncle coming, and the Christmas dinner, and cousin Eddie. And so we just kind of get all these different kind of little skits, these kind of little comedic little moments, all kind of mushed together to create your plot. And I realize kind of all the vacation films are like that, and I think that's what kind of makes them unique and special, and funny, because you kind of get to see the kind of physical comedy of Chevy Chase and kind of him playing these really goofy things, goofy yet straight somehow. I think that's kind of always his strength. He still is playing it kind of like the straight man, but the things that are happening to him are so ridiculous, he kind of just leans into it. So those moments are really funny. You know, we have our kind of little storyline with the snobby neighbors and him kind of doing things inadvertently to kind of screw with them. just kind of the crazy family dynamics that happen. You know, so yeah, this movie is just built upon kind of these funny, silly moments to kind of craft your story, which is really, really fun. I love when they get the tree and it's like too big, and you know, even seeing it on top of the car. Just kind of the frustrations, I think, you know, and having like a relatable element in there as well. Like I think everyone can relate to having too much family and them kind of criticizing how you keep your home and what you cook, and you know, just everything you do and nothing is good enough, and you just kind of want to have a quiet Christmas without all of these people around. But like, what is Christmas without family? So it's kind of this push and pull that is kind of a running thing that happens in this movie. And these movies do end up having like a lot of heart when you least expect it. You know, Christmas movies always have to have that element of heart and wholesomeness. And despite kind of all the craziness, we do kind of get these really kind of sweet moments. I love that Clark's parents are like always so sweet and supportive of him and wanting to help him and cheering him on while his in-laws are kind of just criticizing him. So it's really kind of sweet to see the demeanors of both of the parents. You know, when he finally gets all the lights working and kind of all the family is just kind of finally, you know, proud of Clark. And even kind of when things go crazy, like his kids kind of, you know, put aside their like, you know, eye rolling at their parents to really kind of give their dad props and support and love, and even Cousin Eddie trying to do something nice, even though it's kind of way in the extreme. So despite kind of all the ridiculous comedy and the frustration that this family breeds, they still manage to, you know, John Hughes in his brilliance manages to pepper in some really kind of heartfelt moments so that you really kind of feel kind of the Christmas spirit of kind of what this season is typically supposed to be about. So I like that there is a great kind of balance between kind of the ridiculousness of some of the things happening in this movie and the wholesome kind of family holiday kind of feels. So they really balance that stuff well, and it's just a lot of fun. You know, even Clark with Eddie's little daughter and that kind of little relationship that you know, him kind of, you know, supporting her and making her feel special about Christmas and Santa, considering like, you know, Eddie and you know, his wife can't really give her much, and him kind of trying to make a nice Christmas for her when he is starting to kind of doubt the positivity of Christmas, and you know, he's still trying to kind of keep it alive for this little kid, which is sweet. So yeah, again, just a really kind of great smattering of crazy, silly physical comedy and little kind of sketch moments intertwined with some really kind of great family feels and holiday heartfelt vibes. So I think that's what makes this movie great and a lot of fun, and a lot of people's favorite is just John Hughes' kind of great mesh of those elements. He's really good at that. He's really good at, you know, making a story feel like a full kind of plot story, but when you kind of take a step back and look at it, it's really just a bunch of little kind of comedic like little skits, but you don't really notice that. I think that's kind of the brilliance of it for me to kind of notice for the first time that there's no true plot here. Like, I've seen this movie so many times, I've seen the Vacation movie so many times, and to kind of just now realize that that's kind of how he's kind of put this story together and still make it feel like a full kind of story is really great. So Christmas Vacation, a really fun holiday comedy. I found myself really laughing at stuff, you know, because typically movies of this era can come off really cheesy and corny, and the comedy doesn't land after a certain amount of time has passed. But I found myself laughing at things and having fun with this movie still, even though, you know, it's, you know, a little bit older. So yeah, Christmas Vacation, a lot of fun still, and a perfect Christmas movie to enjoy with your family, with your friends, which was just really fun getting to watch it with friends. And yeah, a great film to kick off these discussions about great Christmas holiday comedies. So thank you guys for checking out this review. Thank you to the patrons for voting in the poll. I'm excited to talk about some really fun Christmas comedies. And please like, share, subscribe, do all of the things. And I will see you in the next review.